Welcome to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping Orange County. With your host, Don Camber.
Hello, live from the OC Talk Radio studios at UCI's Beal Applied Innovation Center. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Don Camber with another great guest who positively impacts our community. Today I welcome Oak Valley College founder and president Eric Blum. At the college's two campuses, one in Santa Ana and the other in Rialto, students have the opportunity to graduate with a Western Association of Schools and Colleges accredited Bachelor of Arts in Business in 2 years and 8 months without student loans. Thank you, Eric, for being on Impact OC.
Hey, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Eric, please explain why you founded the college with the mission to live, learn, and grow in your faith, service, and calling through a Bachelor of Arts framed by a Christian worldview.
Okay, well, 20 years ago, I was part of a small Bible study, and we asked ourselves, what would we do for the faith? And I just said, I'm not doing a whole lot, so maybe I'll explore working for a Christian college at the time. And coincidentally or providentially, I was at UC Riverside at the time as an administrator, and I had a student that was six-year undergraduate student, so I'd changed majors a couple times, and she had $60,000 in student loan debt. And so I asked her what she was going to do when she graduated, and she said, I'm not going to graduate because I got all this student loan debt. And this was before the student loan crisis was really widely known. And I started asking more and more students what they were doing financially, how they were doing financially. Everybody loves their undergraduate experience, but many of them were in student loan debt. So spent about 10 years working on a model to create what is now Oak Valley College, and really proud of what we're doing and giving students a really great personal education and driving them towards practical jobs and careers in business or related fields, and doing it without student loan debt.
Well, what sets this college apart from others?
The biggest thing is, and what drives students is, of course, the debt-free in 3. So what we call debt-free in 3, students graduate in 2 years and 8 months without student loan debt. We've never offered a student loan, and we don't ever plan to. Every course is in person, so they get mentored by professors, just like old school stuff, and just to have the opportunity to experience what is all the core elements of a great education that's framed by professors and students getting together in a classroom and hashing things out. So,
how are you able to afford that?
2 primary ways, or maybe 3 primary ways. The first one is we work out of churches, so we save a lot of money on facilities. So we partner with local churches. We partner with Calvary Church in Santa Ana and with Sunrise Church in Rialto. So they've got facilities that are available Monday through Thursday, which our classes are Monday through Thursday. And then the second element is that we hire adjunct faculty. So in business, of course, you've got professors who come from the business world, and they're great, and they come into the classroom and teach in the classroom what they learn in the business world, and are able to do it very affordably. So we don't have full-time faculty, which is very expensive at a place like UCI and other places. So we just don't have those expenses. And then the third thing is we've got government grants, and we don't have any loans, but we have a lot of students that are on Pell Grants and Cal Grants, and so that helps pay for their tuition.
It covers all of it?
No, we say there's like 3 legs of the stool. One is the Pell Grants and Cal Grants. One is students pay a little bit in tuition, so approximately $2,000 per semester students pay. So they graduate with a full accredited bachelor's degree for about $16,000 for the whole degree. And then the third element is we've got donors. So donor support helps supply some scholarship dollars to students and helps get them through with a reduced cost.
What are the eligibility requirements to get into your college?
Students apply, so they have to have a high school diploma, and they have to apply. We really have a holistic approach to education. So we've had students with high GPAs of 4.5 or whatever it is, and then we've had students with low GPAs. who struggled in school, we serve predominantly first-generation college students. So we serve 70% of our students are the first in their family to attend college. So they've got backgrounds. They have the intelligence to do college, but they struggled because they moved a lot, or they didn't have the experience or the background in terms of understanding what higher education, accessing higher education. So since we're so small, we're able to attract those students and find the diamonds in the rough, really, who are super intelligent and able to do college level work. And through the application process, we're able to find those students and really help them achieve their goal of earning a bachelor's degree. So we do have some low performers. Most of our students are 2.5 to 3.5 GPA students. So good students, but probably aren't going to get scholarships at other places and would have to go into student loan debt if they went to Cal State or UC, and especially to a private school.
What are the demographics of your students?
In Santa Ana, they're 90% plus Hispanic. In Rialto of the Inland Empire, they're about 65% Hispanic, and then about 10% African American, and then 25% or so white. So,
what are the ages?
75% of our students are traditional age, 18, 20-ish, and then we have a very small number, about 30% of our students are mid 20s, and then we've had one student who is, I think, 63 when he graduated, so he's great. But that's an outlier. We have a couple of students every year who are in their 30s or ish, that range. So, but most of our students are in their early 20s, traditional.
What are the course options that lead to what kind of careers?
So all of our students take the whole program together. So it's a cohort. So they all join together. They all take every course together. That's another way that we're efficiently built, is that they take 32 courses. They take 4 courses a semester times 8 semesters, and they earn a Bachelor in General Business with an entrepreneurship flavor. So we have a capstone program, which we call the Launchpad. Students take 3 courses at the end of the program that they have to launch something, as opposed to lots of schools offer a business plan, which is fictitious. We tell students that they have to launch something in the real world. So they have to do a product or service for an existing business, a nonprofit, or government agency, or they create their own thing. And we've had many students who've created their own thing and then just ended up launching their business. So primarily small businesses, like launching a photography business or launching a social media company. And they've been successful. We had one graduate last year who launched her business, and she's in social media, and she's got more work than she knows what to do with.
What is a cohort?
Oh, a cohort is that the students all enter. So actually, we have new student orientation this week. All the students enter together and take all their classes together. So we don't take any transfer credits, so they take every single course as a family. And so it's really great to reinforce their education. We've had many students who said, I would have quit if I didn't have this group behind me every step of the way. So they take absolutely every course together. So they journey through the whole degree program together, and it helps us with our retention rates, because the students don't let people drop out.
How many students at a time?
Approximately 20 join a cohort. So 20 students in each location join a cohort and move through the program together.
So the 20 students will go through it within the 3-year period?
Within 2 years and 8 months. Yeah, because they don't have a choice. They're just on this wheel that they go year round. So 16-week semester courses, and so they're in class 48 weeks out of the year. There's breaks, so there's actually 45 weeks out of the year they're in class, and that's what enables us to graduate students in 2 years and 8 months. Is they just go through, they don't stop, they're kind of on a wheel, and they just keep going, and every semester stops, and then they get a week off, and they join the next semester and keep going.
But do you get new students that come in while other people in year 2?
Nope.
Or do you wait until they're done?
No. So every year we start a new cohort. So
right.
So in the fall we have 3 groups going at one time. We have a freshman group. We have
right.
So every year we have a new freshman group starting in the fall.
What's this Worship and Recharge program?
What's that?
Worship and Recharge.
I don't know.
Oh, well, I was looking at your website.
Oh, okay.
You have a Worship and Recharge program. You have a mentoring program.
Yeah, we have mentoring. So one-on-one mentoring with professionals in industry. We match them up. We kind of do some matchmaking with them, and they go through a 10-month mentoring program with them, where they meet once a month with their mentor. And lots of times that ends up turning into an internship or career opportunity.
What about college leadership?
College leadership, they're able to do that. They do they just get involved in programs on campus and just do activities and other opportunities.
But the campus would be at the respective churches.
Well, in Rialto or in Santa Ana, yeah, that's our campus.
And does it look like a college campus?
Yes and no. I mean, churches have classrooms, and so they're in classrooms that are traditionally look like classrooms. They've got desks and PowerPoint presentations on the wall, and it's a kind of they're big churches, so yeah. They're
Share us some stories about students that have been through the program.
Oh, great. I'll share with you Angel's story. He grew up in the Coachella Valley. He said he's one of our star students in terms of coming from a background that was very rough. Had a father who was in drug trafficking. And he was on his way, he'll tell you, he's on his way to a disastrous life, found us and didn't know if he could do college. But we said, you seem intelligent enough, you can do it. And he did. And now he's in graduate school. And first in his family he's the first in his family to graduate from high school, much less from college. And when he graduated, there were probably 60 family members at commencement who were celebrating him and so it not only changed his life, it likely changed the life of many of his family members to show them that they can do this and they can get a great opportunity and great life after college.
How much time do they devote at college? How much time do they need to devote outside of college in order to succeed?
We tell them it's full-time. So it's 40 hours a week. All of our courses are planned to be a full-time job. So they have to commit at least 40 hours a week. Some of them, like Angel, probably had to commit a lot more to learn study skills. And the benefit is we're so small that they can't hide. One thing I say, because I've been in higher education for 30 years, and one thing that really shocked me when we started is students show up even when they don't do the work, when they don't do the homework. Because again, that cohort and that family environment that they're in, they know that they need to be there, and they know if they're not there, their peers are going to harass them as much as their professors are going to harass them. We give them the freedom to fail just like any college would in terms of, hey, you didn't do the work, you're getting an F for this class, and they say, well, I'll eat that, but I'm here with my family, so I'm really glad that I'm here. So.
Describe some of the projects they have to do in order to succeed.
They have to do a whole bunch of projects. So they do marketing projects. They have to do marketing plans. They have to do accounting, finance. They have to know how to read financial statements. They have to do budgeting, project management, a whole host of skills just in general, business and management skills. I think the most powerful thing, though, because we're so small, is they do dozens of presentations throughout their program. So the shyest person ends up becoming really this person who's able to present themselves professionally. And it's really great to see that vertical learning curve, especially, we've had students who are so shy, kind of beaten down, and come into it and you say, this person never says anything. And then by the time second or third semester, we've found this person's personality and we've tapped into this person's personality. And it's just so rewarding to see that happen and to see that growth and development in their life and to see that transformation. And now we can't shut them up, which is a great thing. Yeah. Really
How do you
fun.
select your professors?
Our professors are actually, a lot of them come from other schools. So they've taught at other schools. Most of them, as I said, are working professionals or semi-retired or on their way to retirement. And we choose them basically on their teaching ability and and I say the most important thing is the ability to be part of our community. They have to be Christian. They have to be strong in their faith because we do teach Christian principles in everything we teach. So whether they're teaching accounting or whether they're teaching leadership, or we have 5-6 faith-based courses like Old Testament survey, New Testament. Those are theologians, so those are people that have PhDs in theology. Half of our professors do have a terminal degree, either a PhD or an EDD or a DPA, Doctor of Public Administration or Doctor of Business Administration. And what's great in Southern California, there's so many of these people that are so hungry to give back to the next generation, and we give them a platform where they can effectively do that. And they love it. They become part of our community, and then they teach for us. Some of them teach throughout the year, teach different courses, so 2 or 3 courses throughout the year that they teach, 2 different courses. But it's really fabulous. I've been recruiting professors for 30 years, my entire career, and I just love our faculty, and they're all fabulous.
Explain the careers they can get.
Well, the great thing is they can go in all different directions. Of course, traditional business, business administration kind of things, general administrative skills. We have a lot that love going into accounting and finance. Not my world, but they really love that. Then there's all these non-traditional paths. So for a business major, so several of our students have gone into teaching. Which you can do with a business degree because now you need a credential and a master's or things like that. Lots of our students love going into nonprofits because they got the bug of giving back from their professors. And all of our professors have great connections and great connectivity to career opportunities. So, and all of our students are required to do at least one semester-long internship. And that has to be in the white-collar world because lots of our students have only worked in fast food or something like that. And so they have to do something related to something they may be passionate about, either accounting, finance, marketing, all those sorts of fields. So
You must have one heck of an alumni association.
very small right now because we've only graduated 7 classes. And so, yeah, but they're great and they love us and they stay. So that cohort that they belong to, we've heard from many of those cohorts of the 7 groups that they stay together all the time. They hang out together after they graduate as a family. Again, they go to the beach together. They hang out. They go to have monthly get-togethers and things like that. Just because they did this all together, and this is likely for them the first time, or maybe the only time, that they've been part of a small group and had that kind of intimate relationship where Monday through Thursday they're with those people for 2 years and 8 months.
Will they go on to get a higher degree?
Yeah, that's what has been really pleasing and surprising is how probably likely because they don't have the undergraduate student loan debt, so they can go immediately into graduate school. We have a partnership with Cal Baptist University where they get a small scholarship. We also have Hope International University and Gateway Theology, so that if they want to go into a theology degree, they can do that. Hope International has a teaching program and other programs, and then at Cal Baptist, they can go into a variety of management degrees into graduate school. And I would say on average, probably about 25 or 30% of our students go directly to a master's degree right after graduating from undergraduate, which is pretty remarkable for, again, 70% of our students don't have any background in their family for an undergraduate degree.
Is the college meeting your expectations from what you thought it would be when you started it?
That's a great question. Yes and yes. I think the biggest eye-opener for me was when we put together all the components of Oak Valley College. I didn't realize how community-oriented it would be because I came from big schools. I worked at UC Riverside, worked at UCLA. So I that was my experience, and I'd never experienced higher education in this personal way, except my undergraduate. I did my undergraduate at Claremont McKenna, so I had a very small experience, but that was 800 students. So to have, 20 students every year starting is really pretty remarkable, and just how personal we can get with students and helping them figure out, I meet with students all the time. And I just say, how you doing and how can we help you? And that's just really fun and rewarding to do.
What kind of donors do you have?
Great ones, fabulous ones. We have a lot of them here in Orange County, and they support us every step of the way. It's a very small group, though, actually, overall. Probably about 100 donors a year support us because, I guess that's my only challenge is, we're the best kept secret because we are different than anything else. I mean, nobody's heard of college being done this way. And we're really excited because now we're on a platform now that we launched the Orange County campus. Last year was the launch of the Santa Ana campus. And now we're looking to launch multiple campuses throughout California because now we've had the success of the Santa Ana campus and say, okay, we can replicate this.
So I take it a lot of different areas are intrigued with this.
Yeah, I mean, again, it takes a little while to get to understand us because if people say, well, what other degrees you offer? Well, we offer one degree. And where's your campus? We're at a church and that sort of thing. So it's just orienting people to how college can be done differently. And then it blows people away to say, wow, this is really high quality. Because the first assumption is we're doing it online or we're doing it less than other schools. But because we're so small and because we have people that invested so much of their time and energy and just really their passion for what we do, it's just really fabulous to see that.
Do you do any online classes?
None. And as long as I'm running the school, we won't. Because a big part of this is building building up the next generation and building them up in their faith and in their career pathway. And I grew up with mentors who helped me along the way. So mentoring is huge in what we do, whether it's a professor informally mentoring, whether it's the president of the college mentoring them, or somebody in the community, business person that's mentoring them. That's just what we value. And we think that's really, I mean, it's life-changing. It's life-changing for us as much as it is for the students. So that's what we really value.
How do people apply?
Apply for the school?
To be enrolled.
To be enrolled, just online, oakvalley.edu, and just come and apply online. There's no fee for the application process, and just get started.
Do they do it right from high school?
Yeah, again, 70% of our students come right out of high school. We go into the public schools primarily throughout Orange County and the Inland Empire. We go to lots of public schools, make presentations, and then they sign up right there and say, hey, I'm interested, and then go from there.
Are there any requirements?
They have to have, again, a high school diploma or GED, and then they have to, it's a pretty lengthy process. It takes about a month to complete the whole application process because we go on references and there's an essay, very short, but we need to make sure that they're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for them. We oftentimes tell students, hey, you really don't want to be here. You want the big college experience. You want something that we don't offer. And so we're happy to tell students, you're not a good fit for us. We're not a good fit for you. But those students who want a business degree, want a Christian experience, want a small campus experience, a different experience, really the ones that are great are the ones that are entrepreneurial, that want to start something. And they say they love the fact that it's fast, 2 years, because entrepreneurial people want to move. And then they love the idea of, being able to work on their business project. We have several students who 18 years old out of high school have their own business. And that's what's really great with our, kind of our gig economy. We have students all over the place that do things either part-time or even full-time and just have created their own business. And are just born to be entrepreneurs, and now they've got the formal education to continue on and grow their business.
What are some of the businesses?
Right off the top of my head, we've got a pressure washer guy, goes out and pressure washes, strip malls and things like that at night. Has got contracts all over the place. We've got a lot of people who do pet stuff, like house sitting and pet care for when people are out. And I got student he's making like $700 a week or something like that on 2 or 3, people love their pets. And got a lot of got a young lady who does balloon decorations and does weddings and all that sort of stuff with balloon decorations. So you can imagine all those kind of small businesses, lots of catering stuff and things like that. Lots of things that their families are into that now they can formalize it, create a business plan for their catering business, their family catering business, how to turn that into a more profitable business and how to get more business, how to market that and all that sort of stuff. So they learn all those skills.
What's the ratio of men to women?
It's about 50-50. So yeah. Overall in higher education, it's 60-40, 60% female to male, but probably because of the nature of the business degree, it's a little bit more heavily leans toward males, but it's about 50-50.
What's the biggest difference between your college and what it was like when you went to college?
Well, right now the biggest difference is cost. By far, and all of our students say that because they're looking at an expense sheet at any colleges that are out there that is, for private colleges, it's 80% higher than what we charge. For Cal State, they're 40% higher than what we charge. And so they're kind of blown away. And this is like kind of we've had so many parents who say, this can't be real. This has to be a scam. And we're like, no, this is not a scam. Convince your parents this is not a scam. But that's just the nature. They've been so jaded with the system as to say, you got to, in order to earn a bachelor's degree that's WASC accredited, you got to go into X amount of debt. Or you got to have these things, or you got to, and we're like, no, you need a professor who cares about students, and you need curriculum that's delivered efficiently and effectively, and we've got all that.
What do students do to succeed? And I mean in terms of studying.
They can't hide, and that's the biggest thing. They know that they have to do the work if they're going to succeed. And some of them are challenged with that. And the biggest, a lot of students charm them away through high school. And, and then you realize, oh no, I have to, especially with a business curriculum, you can't fake accounting. You can't fake, I mean, you could probably fake some of the marketing stuff, but you with a marketing plan, you need a marketing plan. You can't make this up, and you can't just, wing it or something like that. So it's really just developing the discipline, the core discipline on how to study and how to find support when you need it. I think that's the biggest thing that we can provide, because we're so small, is what resource do you need to succeed? And we help students ferret that out really quickly, first couple of semesters. And then they just get in the groove. We have a 90% plus retention rate after the first 2 semesters. So students, I mean, unless a life happens to them where they can't study or they have to move or something like that, that's the only time we lose students after the first year. So it's really powerful that they develop the skills, and then they develop a routine. Just like in life, you develop a good habits, and they reinforce good habits. You develop bad habits, they reinforce bad habits.
But they also retain family through the college experience and beyond.
Definitely. And I think that's one of the most powerful things, is they're not traveling across the country or even across the state to experience something that may distract them from what they're there to do and bomb out. Here they're staying at home or staying wherever they are and commuting to school, and we don't have any dorm life or anything like that. So they're just in their community. And we love that too, especially for a community like Santa Ana where we're in, is just to be able to commit that these students may move on, but most likely they'll stay in the community, and they're going to build up that community, and they're going to do it from a resource that says, hey, I earned a bachelor's degree. I'm the first in my family to earn a bachelor's degree. You can do it too.
Thank you, Oak Valley College founder and president Eric Blum, for being on Impact OC. And I thank everyone for tuning in. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Dawn Camber. Have an impactful day.
You've been listening to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping our community. Right here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio.